But of course he had the misfortune to have MS, multiple sclerosis, and there's hope now that he'll be cured because there's a cure coming out from it. And of course she met Anne, she was here a few times, Anne was very smart girl, very beautiful girl, very fond of Anne. And Anne was a professor or a lecturer in several colleges, Harvard, Oxford, all over. Now she's gone to Australia, and she built the college there again. Then you had Ernan. Ernan married a sister of George Birmingham's, Bernie Birmingham, back home in Ireland in Newport. And they had 3 sons and a daughter. They had Declan, who is over here right now in Declan, not married. Colin was over here, the wife. And then they went back home and they're living at home in the home place. And they had 1 child. And then they had the sister, Ollie, who is nursing, doing nursing down in the And then, of course, they had Garry, who was here with Gardner, very good friends with Garry and Gardner. He met them. They were in the secretariat at the captain, very well, and now he was here. So that was the Barron family. Now, we went on then to Lillian, who is my grandmother, who is my mother. And who is my mother. And Lillian married, like I say, William L. And they had 8 children, 3 girls and 5 boys. Dick was the eldest of the boys, and Dick was the eldest of the boys. Where the hell am I? Yeah, Dick was the eldest of the boys, and Dick got married and was the doctor in Armagh. He got married to Christina Mullen. Christina was from Derry, and they had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. They had Garry, Richard, Dick, and Catherine and Lillian. Catherine got married to a young man called Maxwell from Maxwell, and nursing Mr. Maxwell. They had 1 kid. They had 1 child, a young daughter, and then Lillian got married to Arthur Greenwood. He was a dentist up in Belfast, and they had probably 5, maybe 6 kids. 2 boys and 2 girls. And David's stood over all the name. You know that we did Belfast. And Richard Dick is married over in Canada and has 1 child, I believe. Garry, of course, he took over the father's practice in Armagh. He's the doctor at Armagh, and he married Angela. And Garry and Angela have, I believe, 2 boys. But they're still in Armagh. Now we go on now to that was Dick. Now the next eldest of our family was Brenda. Brenda was a chemist. She worked in Connie's chemist shop in Cavan. She was a chemist. She went to Dublin. She met Kevin McNamee. Kevin was from Kerry, from Navan, and he was an editor in the Irish Independent. They had 1 kid, Dermot, and Dermot is a sort of a nanny or something like that. It helps out. Okay, he minds houses from people out there, something like that. That was Brenda, and Brenda, of course, passed away long, 20 years ago. Then there was Eddie. Now, you know Eddie, of course, Eddie lived up here in San Francisco. Well, Eddie, at home, he owned the garage himself, and Michael Smith owned the garage, open garage in Stone. In the home place, he worked there for a long time, and then folded up with that and went to Coventry in England and worked for Jaguar Motors. Jaguar Motors sent him out here way back in the 50s. And they brought him out here, and he was an instructor in transmissions and stuff, how to work on Jaguars. And he married Mary O'Connor. Mary was from Tralee, I think. No, Mary was from Kerry. brothers from Kerry, and he married Mary, and they have two boys and a girl. They have Kevin, who has a what would you call it, computer business, and he hadn't married. He's got a girlfriend, but he didn't marry yet. And his brother Edward is a student, and still a student, I believe, and driving a car for Super Shuttle, a man. And Cathy, of course, was over in England and was in Australia and all over the place. And she came home and settled down in there. She claimed to be a fireman here in San Francisco. Then you had, after that, Dermot. Very good. So Dermot was a doctor in Wales, and he married Mary, I don't know what her name is. Mary, anyway. Married Mary. Mary is from Cork woman. And they had two kids, a boy and a girl, Ursula and Adrian. Now, Adrian is a doctor, I believe, and Ursula is thinking about it. And Adrian is not married yet, but Ursula is, and Ursula has one or two kids. Dermot, of course, passed away in 21. Then you have Desmond. Desmond, as you know, stayed at home on the land at home, and stayed at home in Flatland. And he married Mona Conley from Cavan. And they had three kids, and one boy, Liam, and two girls, Mary and Carmel. Mary is a teacher in Brown School, and she got married recently there to Bernard Keating from Clare. Bernard is a greengrocer and landscaper. And Carmel is a secretary in Cavan, in one of the big businesses in Cavan. And she married Matty Connolly from Laffey. Matty is a carpenter. And they're living in Stradone. Mary and Bernard, of course, lived in New York. They're beside the old home. They're, of course, passed away in 93. They're back in February. So that's it. Now, we move on to Mona. Mona married Pat Reedy. They got married out in Hong Kong. As a matter of fact, Pat was a policeman out in Hong Kong, and they got married and came back here. Pat got a job at the union, a very good job, and they lived in Dublin. One was retired, she was a nurse, and she retired now. And they worked. We visit Pat quite a lot in the moment, very nice to us. Then you have Auntie Maya. Auntie Maya, of course, I have a tape, as a matter of fact, now Auntie Maya from the boyfriend that she had, Ken Brown. I never had him play him. Oh, singing, but the tape is very nice. And he used to go with Maya, and something happened, and Maya never got married. So she bought a little house in Edison. We go home there, and I go home next day with Maya, and she has to drive a car and go on road it. And Maya, because she's very nice to us all. And we all know Maya. And that was about it. Then we come to the young fellow of the family, your father. And the story about the father was that he was born in 1928 in Stradone, by the way. Went to school in Lara in 1934, from 1934 to 1941. Went to National